So today's video is all about upper body circuits. So what is it going to consist of today then? So we're going to have some planks in there, we're going to have some press-ups in there, we're going to have some inverted floor shoulder presses, we're going to have some YT and W raises, we're going to finish off with some dorsal raises. So the rep ranges, well actually what we're going to be working towards is more muscular endurance. So we're going to have between 12 to 15 reps, we're going to have 4 to 6 sets, and you're going to have roughly 30 seconds of rest in between each one. So without further ado, let's get into the warm-up. Alright, so the first warm-up we're going to do is a slow time burpee, which will be demonstrated like so. So when you do this, you want to note that you're doing it slow time. So I will demonstrate and then I will explain how it works. Okay, so that is exactly how you're going to be doing the first one. And this is more pulse raiser, that's why you're going to do 10. And the coaching points to note is, when you are coming down, you're coming into the press-up position. When you come into the press-up position, you want to make sure that your elbows aren't fully locked out, but you're at 90 degrees. And you're obviously shoulder width. You want to make sure that your core is embraced. You want to also make sure that your back is neutral, so you have a neutral spine. You want to squeeze at the glutes. So I'll show you another demonstration, like so. Just like so. Then when you're coming into bringing your legs up, you want to bring them to your hands, like so, and then you want to just lift up. And you want to reset. So you want to do 10 of them, and this will be the first little bit of a pulse raiser that we'll do. On to the next one. Okay, now this brings me on to the next part of the warm-up. And what we're going to do next is we're going to thread the needle. So looking for a demonstration. Okay, so the key teaching points to note with this one is, when you go down to actually thread the needle and you come up, you want to follow your hand like so, and then bring it straight back down, and then switch to the alternate hand. Also, you want to note that you are going to be keeping your back straight, neutral spine, until you go down here. And then you lift up and fall. So you're going to be doing 5 of them on each arm, which will give you a total of 10 reps in altogether. I was going to say in total. So now we're going to move on to the next bit of this. Okay, so up next is shoulder rotations. So you will be moving your shoulders forwards, or like so. You will be doing 5 of them forwards and 5 of them backwards. Not many teaching points on this other than when you do it, keep your neck up straight, look straight ahead, and then you. And to do it in reverse, it's just the opposite. And from the front, just like so. So you're going to do 5 of them at the front and 5 of them at the back. And then we're going to get into the actual exercise itself and begin the circuit. I'm going to start off with a floor inverted shoulder press. So looking in for a demonstration on that. Okay, so the key points to know with this one is, you want to assume the press-up position at first, like so. So you would do that how you normally would, keeping your arms shoulder width apart, core braced, all that good stuff like earlier mentioned. And then what we're going to do is we're going to move our feet forward and you shuffle just a little bit like that. Raise the hips up, push your arms a little bit further forward if you need to, and then this little gap here is where the head's going. So then you just literally press into the floor like so. You're going to press into the floor like that. So we're going to do 15 of them. We're going to move on to press-ups. So looking at for a demonstration. So, the key points to note with this one is you will start in the prone position like so. Then, once you press up, you will press up like so. And when you're in this position, again, making sure your arms aren't locked out, making sure that your core is braced and that your back is neutral, or your spine is neutral. And once more. So when it comes to this, there is also a progression and a regression. So a progression would look like so. Would be a decline press up. So it's a similar sort of principle. When you're getting height involved, it makes it a bit more difficult. Now to make it easier, you can do the following. You can get on your knees and simply press up like that. In addition to that, you can also do wall press ups if you are struggling to do that as well. So again, we're going to go for 15 of those. Now, there's 2 more exercises left. So we're going to make it a bit more easier. I'm going to go straight into the plank. Okay, so now we're going to go into a plank. So the plank will be as so. So your arms will be like this. Key thing to note on this one as well is when you're actually engaging this, you have to make sure your core is braced, you've got a neutral spine, and you are looking straight ahead. And obviously, it's up to you if you want to grip like this or what's easier for you. And you want to make sure that you also squeeze the glutes as well. Now, to make this a little bit harder, if you want to, you can do the following. You can stay up like so, or you can add some repetitions into it. However you want to play this one, you'll be doing 15 of whatever you decide to do. So bear that in mind if it comes to be getting a little bit trickier. So now we're going to move on to the last one. In fact, no, there are 2 more. Stay tuned. Okay, now we're going to move into Y, T and W raises. So looking for this demonstration. So this will be a Y, this is a W, and if you have space, you will do a T. Interesting to note that your feet are off the ground when you do this. So you like so when you're doing it. So you will look like this. And also, if you have the space, you'll stick out and do a T. So the key teaching points really are keep your feet off the ground, and we'll do 15 of them before we go into the last exercise. Okay, now we're going to go into the final exercise of this circuit. So, without further ado, here is a dorsal raise. So a dorsal raise will be like so. You will get your hands and you will put them on your backside, looking in for a demonstration. Okay, so a key one to note on this would obviously be that when you are doing this, your hands will stay just above your coccyx, so roughly about here, and you will then push up using your lumbar to do so, hence why it's called a lumbar raise or a dorsal raise. So we'll do 15 of them as well. So there is your 4 exercises to go into this actual circuit, and it's interesting to note that once you've done 4 exercises, you will then have your 30 seconds rest, then you'll go back into it, and then once you've done it 4 times or 6 times, that's when you call it quits, and that's when we go into the cool down. So that's what's to come next. Alright, so here's the best part of the circuit, because hey, you finished it. And now we're going into the actual cool down. So the cool down will consist of 2 exercises, or 2 stretches, shall we say. So the first one is going to be as so. So you will get your right hand and you will place it in between your shoulder blades. You will then use your other arm and you will push down, just like so, and you'll do that for 15 seconds or 30 seconds, but you want to do it to the point of discomfort. You don't want to do it past the point of discomfort. And then once you've finished, you simply switch over arms. Just like so. So once you've done that, 15 to 30 seconds on each arm, happy days. But there's one more, and the next one is a chest stretch. So I'm looking in for a demonstration. So right arm stretched out right, and you're going to bring that in like so, and then you're going to use your hand, and you're going to place it either on your wrist, above or below the elbow, and not on the elbow. That is a very important point. So you're going to do this for 15 to 30 seconds again. Then once you've finished that, you're simply going to switch over. So you're going to use your left hand now, and you're going to swing that right over to the other side like so. Then you're going to use your right hand, place it either here, here, or at the very end like so. And you will do this again for 15 to 30 seconds. Once you've done that, happy days, you've completed the first circuit. And let me know how it went for you. And yeah, without further ado, thank you for watching, thank you for doing the circuit, and I hope you got something out of it. Until then, see you next time.